Hello everyone, Jared here from Aloha Plumbing. Today we're going to talk about descaling a tankless water heater. The water heater I have behind me is a Navien unit. This unit is a condensating with a recirculation pump. So I'm going to show you how to hook it up, the items that you need, and how to descale the water heater properly. So let's take a look. Here are the items I have. I have a small bucket, and this is actually a company that makes a pump and this bucket, and they send you with this particular chemical to descale the water heater. I don't particularly use this. You can, but I use the bucket because it's nice and small and convenient. I have a little pump, little sump pump with a washing machine water hose connection on top. I have a set of washing machine hoses and 2 gallons of vinegar. Now I use the blue. This is the high percentage rate. It's 9%. Works really well. We're going to put the vinegar into the bucket. So you have a set of ball valves, inlet here, outlet here, hot. Then there's 2 water hose connections on the front right here, and each of them have their own valves. So what we want to do is we want to pump this vinegar solution in, and it's going to go up into the unit, come back down through the outlet in order to flush the unit. So we want to stop it from going into the house and just push it through. So the first thing we want to do is turn the power off to the unit. Then we want to turn off the water going in and out of the unit. Now this particular unit has a recirculation pump. If we don't turn the recirculation pump to isolate it, so what we're going to do is we're going to open this up and turn that off, and I'll show you how to do that. Now this particular unit has the cold inlet with the flush valve here. This is where we're going to connect to on the cold, and then the hot here we're going to connect to here as well. As you can see, I've got the valve off, the valve off. This line right here is the return line. This particular setup down here has a ball valve, and I could turn it off right here and it would do the job. Not everybody has that. I've got the cover off to this unit, and this is a Navien NR unit, and the new NPE units have a very similar valve inside. This one, if you look inside, right where that line comes up inside the box, there's a little plate back there, and it says in and out on it. As you can see, that little black tab is facing the word out. We're just going to turn that clockwise till it says in. You can see it's turned the opposite direction, and the little black tab, hard to see, is touching the word in. Now I'm going to hook that inlet hose, the cold one, onto the top of my pump. And I'm going to put it into the solution. I'm going to drop the pump. See, my pump is in my solution. I'm just going to take the other hose coming off the hot side and put it back into the bucket. So you should have something that looks like this. Cold connection going down into the pump, hot connection coming out, going down. Now the next thing we need to do, we need to open these valves up right here, the cold and the hot. Not these valves, these where the hose connections are. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug our pump in. It's going to start pumping. Now your connection should look something like this. Your hose coming down, your valve here is open, your valve here is closed, isolating. So all we want this to do is go from the pump up this line into here, up into the unit, coming out, not going into the house. We've got it isolated, coming out of this hose, going back in here, and you can check it by picking up your hose here. It should be coming back. As you can see, it's coming back. So we're just making a loop is all we're doing. So we've let it run for a solid 30 minutes to descale the unit. As you can see, our hoses are still connected. Our pump is in here running, and you shouldn't see a large change in the chemical you're using. You know, like I said, I use vinegar because it's natural. As you can see down in there, I'm shining the light into the chemical and into this vinegar, and it's clear. We're going to reverse the process. We're going to, sometimes these are a little hard to turn, so I'll use a pair of pliers. We'll turn the water back on. We want to turn off our valves up here for a moment. And then what I do is I'll hook a water hose onto this outlet and just flush it out for a few minutes. So once you feel you've flushed enough of it out, we just want to reverse that process. Take our hoses back off. Disconnect the incoming. If you have these caps, put them back on. I do suggest them. They are very handy in case somebody bumps one of those valves. It won't spray you. And then we're just going to go ahead and put the water heater back into service, turning on the water, and then we're going to power up the unit. So remember, this is a Navien NR unit, but any tankless water heater that has the descale connections, you can use this on. You can descale the heater using this process. The only difference is this return line may or may not be part of your original design if you didn't have that type. So once again, Jared with Aloha Plumbing. Hope this helps. If you don't feel comfortable doing what I just showed you, just give me a call. I'll come take care of it. You're in the Round Rock, Austin, Hutto, Georgetown, Pflugerville, whatever it may be, I'll come out and take care of it for you.